Hello, Pauper people, and welcome back, Golgari Garden. I recently started playing again this deck since it is kind of good against creatures-based strategies like Spy, Terra, even even Fairies or Mono Red Rally. And after playing this deck list in two tournaments, and I got one top 8 and one top 4. So even though I already recorded one Twitch streaming and uploaded it on my YouTube channel in Italian, I decided to record another league with this deck, since I got good or decent results, and I decided to record the video, of course, in English. So here we go. Let me explain to you couple choices here. You know, um, compared to most deck lists, you can easily spot the presence of two copies of Avenging Hunter, while most lists plays just one copy or not having one most times, and I choose to not play any copies of Turn of Black Rose, so the Black Monarch teacher. The reason for that is I don't really like Turn of Black Rose in this deck. In my opinion, Torn is great if you're expecting to face a lot of decks like Dimir Faeries, where is a Terra, or yeah, the Mirror Match, or even Mono Blue Terror. The Monarch is not really necessary in this deck, but when your opponent is playing a blue piece of the control shell, not having the Monarch is kind of bad because you want a way to steal the Monarch from your opponent. So against those decks, the Monarch is just a way to not let your opponent play the Monarch. So you don't really want to cast first your Monarch. You prefer to keep it in hand, wait for your opponent to land their Monarch, and then after that you kill their creatures and then play your own Monarch. I found pretty weak the Monarch anyway in this deck in most other matchups because I think it is a kind of necessary to play 8 copies of Deadly Dispute, so 4 copies of Ethical Offering, and 4 copies of Eviscerator Insight. In my opinion, Insight is always better compared to Reckoner's Bargain. The life gain, getting back just 2 lives from the Acre Wellspring or Creep Rats is not good, and I think we are not going to sacrifice Raging Anta or Troll of Khazad-dûm with Reckoner's Bargain, because when we are doing that, you are kind of required. You probably need so much mana that you probably have already lost the game. So against decks like Mono Red Mandas, just to say. So, in my opinion, if you want to get live in those matchups, Campfire is much better. And anyway, the matchups in which you kind of get some life gain, some relevant life from Reckoner's Bargain, probably you're going to lose this game 1, and for that reason you have 4 copies of Will of the Storm in your sideboard. The other, of course, choice of after cutting the Monarch is playing 2 copies of Avenging Hunter. When I'm building a deck list, I think mostly, or at least I think first of the paper environment, so the tabletop magic. And Avenging Hunter, in my opinion, is so great that you want to play at least 2 copies in the 75. If you are playing against bad matchups like Monoblade Mono Fairies or even Mono Red Madness, the initiative is much better because the initiative let you win the game in just a couple of turns. If the Avenging Hunter survives, it let you deal 19 damage in 2 turns because you are first going to the forge room and you target your Avenging Hunter, and then later there is the chopper room. So even if your opponent with multiple fairies is able to steal your initiative, if they're not able to kill or snap or champ block your creatures with enough creatures, then you are able to take back the initiative and deal extra damage. So initiative is as well very great against your opponent initiative. Just to say, Gruul Ramp, Gruul Ponza, or whatever. In my opinion, Avenging Hunter is so much better that it's just better than the Monarch. So, even though both creatures generate an emblem, they're not exactly the same thing, but they are kind of in the same slot since it is a finisher card. Because when you are going to play your emblem creature, usually you are then going to win the game, and for that reason, I much more prefer the Avenging Hunter, since it lets you win the game much faster, and the card advantage usually doesn't really matter much, since you already have 8 copies, 8 Deadly Disputes. All right. I think we can also take a look on consuming Sepulchre Titan Blade. I'm main decking just 2 copies of Titan Blade because in this metagame the card is bad. Alright, it is not bad, but is kind of, you know, against certain decks is very great, Mono Terror, or Esper Blade, or Synth, but against other decks like Wildfire or Elves, this card is very bad. So I choose to switch 2 copies of Titan Blade with a 2 sideboard Troublemaker Ulfi. So it is kind of weird to see Ulfi in the main deck, but in my opinion, the card is very great. Even in the pre-sideboard games, it's an answer to makeshift munition, and it is also great against any other artifact-based deck. At least regarding the Pauper metagame, it is much easier to get paired against decks like Jund or Affinity, or it is good even against Elves and Gruul, because you can exile an expert Hydra, and I think it is a very relevant thing about the Troublemaker Ulfa. So I really like Ulfa. It is even better than Steam Blade against Mono Fairies, and I talk about the Pauper metagame, and in Italy, decks like Wildfire, Multiple Fairies, and even Grixis Affinity are much more played than, Multiple Child. And against Multiple Child, we are already well positioned enough to not play that many copies of Titan Blade in the main deck, in my opinion. Anyway, we have a decent amount of answers in the sideboard, and beside the 2 copies of Titan Blade, which are placing the 2 Troublemaker Ufe, we have at the first side 4 copies of Queen Badges Witches. So I choose to try the Witches over Suffocating Fumes and Drawing Soil because I wanted a better card against Mono Fairies, but after testing it, I found the witches. I found that those creatures are very very strong. So against Mono Reds rarely, which is not so much played anymore right now, because most people switched to Mono Red Madness. The witches are probably weaker, but against any other decks which I like to bring in drawing soil, well, beside White Winnie, the witches are probably better. So if you are playing against Kurgate, Fairies, Elves, even against refurbished familiar decks like Grixis Affinity or Giant Wildfire, Combative Witches is good because with just one creature, with just one card, you are able to kill more copies of refurbished familiar. So, in my opinion, Combative Witches is a great card. Maybe it is time to play again this black creature that was once played in mono black devotion. Right now, probably is better as a sideboard option rather than a main deck card, but still against the specific matchups is very strong. So we have again another with card in Ashes to Ashes. I'm playing Ashes to Ashes because I think the card is good against green-based decks like Gruul, Elves, Spy, and also it is good against Giant Wildfire if they play Jixen Infiltrator. Giant Wildfire is a bad matchup, or rather, it is a reasonable matchup, but you are weak to their fast start, which means if they have too many creatures in the early game, so Return Chrysalis and Jixen Infiltrator, you are not really, you know, be pleased by their start. Even though if they draw more card advantage, they supposedly have a better way to go to the late game. If they draw so many creatures, so many big creatures, it is very likely for you to not be able to keep the pace, the game against them, because all besides cast down, you don't really have so many art rivals. You have Defile, you have Thin Blade, but a deck like Giant Wildfire relies on a lot of small creatures, and they have Return Chrysalis. So Return Chrysalis is by itself makes Thin Blade a very weak card, and Defile requires a relevant amount of swamps in play to work well. You have Snuff Out, but then you also have cards like Spinning Darkness, and Spinning Darkness is not really great against Jund. Rather, it kills only Crocodile Shaman, more or less. Okay. The last two cards in my sideboard are Duress and Weather Storm. So Weather Storm, because whenever you are facing a deck like Mono Red Burn or Red Queens, you wanna have a way to counter the burn spells. And Duress last at last is probably the most relevant card we play against the blue-based decks. In my opinion, this deck is not unfavored against blue-based strategies, but it is a way to deal with their interaction when it comes to resolving our card advantage. So if you are playing against Mono Blue or against any blue-based mid-range or control shell, I think I want to have an answer to Annul or Still Sabotage or even Spell Pierce, because this deck, of course, requires you to land a Corval Spring into Fanatical Offering or Visualizer Insight. So for that reason, I think it is important to protect your game plane, because if your opponent, if your blue-based opponent is able to stop you from generating card advantage and hit your land drops, and they stop you from having enough cards in hand, then are more likely to kill you in the early game or in the mid game. Usually, if the game goes longer and you go to the late game, you have a certain degree of inevitability. I think yeah, inevitability, even in English. I mean, the word is probably pretty similar to the Italian one. So for that reason, I think it's important to protect your card advantage against those decks. All right, so we talk about everything, and let's go with the first match. Enjoy the league, enjoy the video. All right, first match against Atalante. First, we are on the draw. We keep the hand. Not so much interaction, but we have Hyper Wellspring, a good ball land, so we can eventually do something later in the game. But I suppose the Nihil Spellbomb is good against a red deck since they are very likely playing the Sneaky Snacker. So they have a corrupt prize or whatever it is, we can excite your graveyard. So the opponent is probably on a red madness since they have the KSC Plunderer. We draw Fanatic Offering. Good. Next turn we can cast Fanatic Offering, cycle Tropic Boom, and cast Spinning Darkness with an extra black card. We are not really going to play well against the red deck with Cassie Plummeter in play if we don't find any removal spell. But then we have to cast down. So I'm going to play onto Maya. And I think I'm already casting cast downs to kill the Cassie Plummeter. Hopefully they don't have any lightning bolt or loud out or whatever, so we are not taking too much damage. Thankfully they haven't played yet anything relevant, so just a group of creature. Golgari Epicu is the weakest creature, so I think we are going well, at least for now. So taking some damage, we go down to 13. Now they're cast down. Alright, so I'm playing Candy Garden and I'm passing the turn. I will later cast Fanatic Offering on my plant token after blocking their FQ. So we prevent wind damage, which is good. Draw two cards. Troublemaker Pauper is good because we can block their APQ. We can eventually crack the Eco Roll Spring to neutralize. Alright. I think we don't really need the Witch Cottage. So Swamp is fine. Plus turn. Cast Swamp. Play the Swamp. Maybe I wanna play Spring Darkness on their Glitter Snipe. So even if they have Lightning Bolt, they can just kill their snipe, but at least we're trading 3 damage for another 3 damage instead of casting Spinning Darkness on their Dark Epicure. They can just flashback the Lava Dart on the Epicure. So for that reason, Spinning Darkness is better on the Glitter Snipe. Alright, now we are waiting for the opponent to play something. Maybe they're going to cast Fire Blast or a Lava Dart, right? Alright. I'm not going to play my cast down or their FQ unless they have, unless we have any reason to do that. Troublemaker OF against Mono Red Madness is bad as a creature or as a removal to their artifact, but it's still good as a charm blocker. Alright, they're passing the turn, and now we get 2 life with the Campfire. Beach we can block. Going to be like Eco Rostring. So we draw, then later with a visualizer inside, play Jukiba. Oh well, I don't really need to keep the Jukiba, and right now, since we have the Nihil Spellbomb to Exciter Sneaky Snacker, but still it's probably better to play Kanigata over the... Oh, okay. There's a waste of damage from you. I still get 2 life from the campfire. Alright, I think we can just take the damage. They have only 3 cards in hand, so the game is still very favorable for us. I did draw the campfire, so for that reason, I think we are going to have a Very easy game, at least for now. Alright, so we're casting the Sitting Blade on the creature, I suppose. Yeah, the alternative is casting Visual Insight on my map token, which graveyard, and activate the campfire. I can, well, to be honest, I have the Colony Garden, so I can easily play my Colony Garden and flash back the Visual Insight from the blind token. So it's even better. So, yeah, there's no any reason to waste Ramelos, even though we have a lot of Ramelos, since we are anyway going to cast the Visual Insight from the graveyard. So easy. See? Alright, draw two cards. Okay. Fatal is looting. That's fine to me. Let's see if they have a sneak snacker or two. To be honest, having the Enheel Spellbomb in the starting end was just so good against Mono Red Madness. So Guitar Snipe is no problem at all. We have enough answers to the Guitar Snipe. Okay. Cast down here. Are you going to cast Fire Blast? Nope. Cobras. Map token. I cracked a map token on my Cobras. Okay. I think I'm going to play my Witch Cottage to put on top the Troublemaker Ulfer because it is an answer to the Voldaren Epicure, and it is also a card that I can sacrifice with a Visualizer inside. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright. Your turn, opponent. You have just 3 cards in hand, have a bunch of interaction, have a campfire. Game is basically over, and I can block you over there if you're with my Corporate. I mean, Corporate is not even good in the matchup, so trading my Corporates with your Golgari if is still fine to me. After all, I can play the Troublemaker Ulfer, which can block, or eventually sacrifice it with my Corporate. I mean, with my Visual inside. I'm expecting my opponent to have to be willing to kill my Troublemaker Ulfer later. So maybe sure I can wait to cast my Visualizer inside eventually. And they consider, I mean, the game was already pretty much over since the turn I were able to draw my campfire. To be honest, I think the matchup is unfavorable for Golgari Gardens, but when you have all the interaction from your deck and they don't have a very good start, I think we are very likely going to win the game. All right, so post sideboard games are very much easier. We're bringing in Weather Storm and Duress. Since we were able to win the game one, I think we can just board out the Avenging Hunter. I don't think Avenging Hunter is very good against Mono Red Madness in post-sideboard games, but to be honest, I think this is still a good card since it will let you win the game very fast and very easily. So we don't need the snapouts. Maybe we don't even need the crop rots. I think we can build out couple removal spells. The Fire and Spinning Darkness are the best removal spells in this matchup. Sitting Blade is fine. It is probably better than Cast Down because we can sacrifice the Sitting Blade with Heavy Shorter Inside and Fanatical Offering. So we can potentially bring in the other 2 Sitting Blade from the sideboard and put out the list 1 Cast Down. I do wonder if I want to bring in the Kumbaji's Witches. If they have a Sneaky Snacker, I can kill the Snacker. So basically, even though we lose 1 life from the Kumbaji's Witches, we are kind of preventing one extra damage from this Sneaker's Neckar. But I still think we need a lot of removal spells to kill the Gutter Snipe. Maybe prefer to keep the Gutter Snipe for the turn when they are dealing enough damage to kill me. But you know, having extra removal spells to their best threats is probably for the better. I mean, they have for Gutter Snipe and for casting of Limiter, usually, or the 3 copies of Gutter Snipe, but they have as well Gutter Epicure. So if you wanna kill the Gutter Snipe, and if I have a Gutter Epicure on the battlefield, I think is better cast down rather than Kobaji's Witches because they can kill the Kobaji. Okay, well, let's try with it. I mean, we can eventually not bring in Duress. Duress is good, but not always so good. Alright, we have a kip. We can go with turn 1 Campfire or turn 1 Heal Spellbomb, and then play other rock on game 2, or can eventually cast Visual from Sight. A lot of decisions here. So I think it's still for the better to play the Heal Spellbomb on turn 1. I want to play around the Sneaky Snacker because it's their best threat. So even if they have a Cassie Flamewater, it's still better to cast the Heal Spellbomb here. Snacker is so much troublesome that it's always better to play the Heal Spellbomb whenever you draw it. Unless you have a Bojuka Dog and another removal spell to kill their Snacker and then exile it. They have cast into the fire. Alright. No reason to waste time tapping the Heal Spellbomb. So I can totally kill my Heal Spellbomb. I'm sure the Campfire is probably going to stick on the battlefield. Then it's time to play the County Garden. We can block with the County Garden with the top blind token there, but there Epicure. Because we have a decent follow up with Eco Rosspring and County Garden to draw extra card already to sacrifice. We have enough cards to sacrifice. So they have the Sneaky Snacker, but Campfire is more or less a fog effect to their Sneaky Snacker. I'm going to play County Garden, block the Epicure, and sacrifice the token with Visual Insight, because at this point of the game, we are in need of answers to flop to their burn damage, and of course to the Sneaky Snacker. So it's better to draw cards, especially since I need to hit all my line drops to play this deck. So waiting, hoping to draw something that might be not enough good. I think it's better here to have cast down to kill the Neckar, the Bajuki to excite this Neckar, get back to life with the campfire. That's good enough to me. Alright. This Neckar is on 1, going to the Grobak, and then next side. Unless they have an instant speed draw spell alongside the blood token, they can't reanimate they can't reanimate their Sneaker Snacker during my turn. They have another land. 5 lands in a row in a deck playing only 18 lands. Seems like the opponent is full looting, but they have a good Snipe with 2 cards in it. Alright. Alright. Should I play Dress here? There are 2 cards in hand. I think I'm going to play. I'm not really sure. I want to draw cards, so I'm going to cast maybe first Ichor Wellspring. So if I draw a removal spell, I can kill the Gutter Snipe. If I draw a Weather Storm, I can play eventually it. Another Season Blade. Alright. Well, still better casting the shorter insight on the recall rasping. So if I draw Spinning Darkness, I can, yeah, spin the Cuter's Night Guard and Darkness out of this game. Alright, so discarding one card, Pure Champa. Okay, you're taking some damage. Alright, so Sitting Blade is probably worse than cast down this matchup. It's important to understand even the bad plays when you're doing it. I mean, I were then in Sitting Blade over Cast Down thinking Sitting Blade is better than Cast Down. Maybe it is not, but we have a Sitting Blade to kill the Voldaren Epicure, and then a Sitting Blade to kill the Guitar Knife. So, well, it is still good, I guess. It is time to cast some burn spells if you want to kill me. I mean, you have three cutscene and have a Weather Storm, but you can't really play around Weather Storm at this point of the game. So unless you want to play around my campfire, it's probably for the better to, maybe do something else. If they have a Fire Blast, I'm going to cast Weather Storm or even of Levitate. Yeah, I think it is time to cast my Weather Storm, unless they have a Fire Blast in end, but it's very likely they don't have it because they did not kill me during the turn. So I prefer to play around them having another lot art or a lightning bolt or whatever. So we are not mm, getting 3 extra lives from the flashback of the loud art, but still we have the campfire and we are just hoping for the opponent to not have the fire blast in end. So yeah, Kupol Lens discarded with Fatal Slitting. We still have one card in end to pass the turn. Alright. So there's not so many reasons to play Duress right now. I have 7 mana. I'm very likely going to cast a Visualizer Insight on Sitting Blade. And I'm going to cast Nihil Spell. So I have enough mana to activate my campfire and cast Visualizer Insight. Losing one Titan Blade so early in the game is not really an issue. Flashback with just looting, that's fine. I prefer to cast my Duress when don't have any mana open, so to prevent stuff like Free Temper to, discarding the Free Temper is not really great. Alright, 2 life with a Campfire, and then Flashback Visual Insight on System Blade. Another System Blade, yeah. And Plentiful Offering. Alright. Well, I think it is time to cast my Financial Offering on Sitting Blade. Another land, that's good. And at this point of the game, you can even cast Duress. Alright, we discard your Lightning Bolt. 5 mana. Yeah, Ichor Spring, Wither a Storm. Oops. Yeah, Wither a Storm, that's the turn. And this point of the game, I think there's not much for the opponent. I mean, we are 31 life and a campfire in the battlefield. So unless they hope I'm going to die from the chess clock here, I think it's very likely for me to win even this game. Easy. User's knife, grab the prize. Yeah, sure. Not on my side. Another campfire. And we draw 3 cards. Troll of Casandu. 2 casting and one is Laudat. And I don't know the other one. I can play Dress just to prevent them from killing my Troll of Casandu. But they don't have any spells left. They have just one Gutter left. So we are going to cast the Troll of Casandu and the second copy, Campfire. So yeah, I think we have the win condition. We have a way to not die. And yeah, Campfire is very strong against Mono Red, but User Snipe is fine. I think I can shuffle back my Lambas, but on my upkeep, and then later I can crack the map token on my 12 Kizundu and cast Sitting Blade to kill the Guter's Knife. Easy game. Alright guys, we have 2 mana, Fanatical Offering, Ico Rosespring. I'm going to keep it. We have Snap Out as well, as a way to kill my opponent's creatures. Swan. What's going on here? I hope it is not a mirror match. If you're lacking off, the opponent is playing something like, okay, Swamp is very likely the mirror match. That's awful. Well, anyway, Sharp Cousin Doom, Cycle for Swamp, play the Swamp, play Ico Wellspring, and pass the turn. Another Swamp, so we can fetch the grain with the to be able to cast Troublemaker Ulfit, to exile, Campfire, Ico Wellspring, whatever it is. Alright, Conny Garden. Conny Garden is better than cycling the 12 Cast Doom. The mirror match is pretty much weird because removal spells are mostly useless, and our cards are as well useless. I think I'm not going to cast anything. I don't want to discard anything. I go Railspring, okay. I'm going to play Troublemaker Outfit. No, there's no reason to do that. I can just play my Eco Wildspring. Lemmus. Yeah, I'll play the Linebass just because I don't want to discard anything. They cycled another copy of Trollkist Doom. And they have Fanatical Offering. So, are we going to get an emblem? Seems like so. Because they killed my plant with Snap Out. Well, to be honest, they... Well, turn of the Black Rose is fine. We have Downsword to Campfire. Ooh, it is time to draw the Bojuka Dark. Another Troublemaker Ulfa. I don't really want to take the Chrome. I think the Avenging Hunter is better than the Taunt. I'm not even sure if I want to play my Troublemaker Ulfa. I just want to kill the Taunt because it deals damage to me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, I can play my Troublemaker Ulfa, I can excite their Echo Wellspring, but they're still drawing a bunch of cards, so it doesn't matter so much. Doesn't matter much. Okay, it is time to cast my Snap Out. Well, first, Fanatical Offering. I can draw a Spinning Darkness, a cast down. Wait. Why? Ah, yeah. I yielded all. Oh, I yielded all abilities on stack. Yeah, that's bad. I'm killing the monarch. Oh no, they have a which they had the land on the on in end the witch cottage in end, so they can put the monarch on top. Eventually, it doesn't really matter. Probably the game is mostly whoever plays more copies of Krbrat. They're discarding 3 cards now. Probably have enough card advantage thanks to Visual Insight anyway. Next turn, I'm going to play Kbrats, crack them up token on the Kbrats. Draw in Sword, main deck. Okay. My Bijuka. What? Where is my Bijuka Bard? Where is my Nihil Spellbook? Another Swamp. That's bad. No. They're discarding one Swamp. We can force the opponent to waste a Rumble spell on my Kbrats. The good thing is they haven't draw yet Campfire, but I have an answer to Campfire thanks to Troublemaker Ulfa. So it's time to bring back the Trollchasm Doom, I guess. Yeah, Trollchasm Doom back on top. Krbats. Okay. I think you're not going to crack the map token on your Kbrats, so I'm killing all the creatures on the in play. Maybe I should Excite or Lambus. Discarding Trollchasm Doom. Cast down. 5, 6, 7. I can play a short on side and flashback it. I don't like the idea of giving them the Lambas in play. I prefer to exciting it. I can eventually put back on top my Troublemaker offer with the Witch Cottage. I play 2 copies of Witch Cottage. Calendar Garden, right. Waiting for the opponent to kill my offer. Tiger Wild Screen, right. Are you going to kill my offer? Not yet. 6 mana, yeah. So I can kill the. Yeah, I misplayed here. I thought I had 1 extra mana. Alright, they're killing they're sacrificing the token with the snap out, with the potential offering. Killing my Buffer, as expected, I guess. I probably should fetch the Witch Cottage with the last mana left. Witch Cottage? Alright. I cast first Visual Insight. Because even if I put back the creature and then I'm going to shuffle the top, so it's better to, you know. Okay, maybe I should bring back the Troublemaker Outfit. Yeah, yes. Pass the turn. Now we are waiting for the opponent to do some stuff. We have the Titan Blade to kill their creatures. I need to draw my... I think I'm going to force them casting a Visualizer inside, so we're forcing them to discard extra cards. It's very weird, this mirror match. I mean, maybe I'm not playing so good, but still, even if they have the Monarch, if they don't find any Campfire or enough copies of Cryptorat, they're not going anything relevant. I'm not even sure if I wanna play my office. You discarded 3 lands and 1 cash down, right? That's fine to me. You can eventually play the Tooth Blade because I have another coupon, other 2 answers my hand, so I can play the Titan Blade and flip it. Yeah, flipping Titan Blade just to get back 1 life per turn seems fine. Weird. Call, and we pass the turn. If their best way to kill me is Cryptorat, consuming Sepulchre, let me survive from a Cryptorat. The game goes longer. Okay, they have the Campfire. They have 2 Wolfes. It's fine. Okay. We have the Hans Rust. What they are playing? Cabras? Sure. Yeah. Killing the Cabras. They go back to Lies with Arcanos Bargain. Let's see what is going to happen now. We draw Campfire. I think I can exile my Siemens Luca to Ulfa to exile their Campfire. It is weird, a weird play, since I spent so much mana on my Titan Blade, but still better than not doing anything here. Alright, we are playing everything now. And pass the turn. Yeah, I have Visualizer inside to play later. I'm not going to steal their Monarch. There's no reason to do that. Because I'm going to think to the Monarch. Then I can play my Nihil Spellbomb. Oh, I should destroy. Oh, no, there's Nihil Spellbomb. Well, Spellbomb here doesn't really matter. The flipping the Titan Blade. Yeah, sure, whatever. Why they're excited my graveyard? Maybe they thought I was cracking the campfire. Lambas. That's good. I'm going to play my Lambas. Which cottage? Okay, let's think. I think I can play Ulfa to excite their Spellbomb and then sacrifice my Ulfa and bring it back with the cottage and then excite their Consuming Sepulchre. Seems fine to me. Alright. Ulfa, I sacrifice the Lambas. Okay. Let me think. I kind of forced it to excite their spellbomb because if I lose my offer, I will be then forced to, you know, forced to lose the offer thanks to Jeremy. His spellbomb exiled my graveyard, so I'm forcing my opponent to kill my offer with their remote spells, waste resources on it. They have just 10 cards, now 9 cards in their deck. Another Torn of the Black Rose. That's so good to me. Alright, Campfire. I'm not even sure if I wanna kill yet my Ofe, because they'll likely have another Campfire in their deck. They discarded the Tbh I. Alright. County Garden, pass the turn. We're going to win this game thanks to Nihil Spellbomb and Troublemaker Ofe. Thanks for playing the file on my Ofe. Losing 1 life. The third copy of Nihil Spellbomb in the main deck. Wow, that's a lot of Nihil Spellbomb. That's an issue to me. Well, to be honest, it's not really an issue because even if they have another campfire, they have the Nihil Spellbomb in play. So we're fine. We're packing with the Tron, and we're getting some card draw with the Vishorter Insight. Avenging Hunter, 2 lives. Just now. I wonder if we have another Sitting Blade eventually. They play the Vishorter Insight on the Tarn of Black Rose. I'm not sure if I have any plan to win this game. I think I'm going to play my Ranging Hunter. Still not going to attack. Last basic land and County Garden. So I can play around Season Blade. I suppose they have another Cribrats anyway. So they can activate the Cribrats, but can eventually cast Spinning Darkness on my cards. Haven't thought is not really the greatest play. Right. Sure. Yeah. That campfire is not going to put any cards back in your deck. You don't really need to forge anything here. Just scrying 2 is probably better. So I can do for the other campfire. Lambus bottom, Lambus top. Lead Lambus. Fanatical offering, that's fine. We draw 2 cards. Hyper Wellspring. Another Colony Garden. We pass the turn. We have 70 cards in the deck. Alright. I can go up to Not going to happen, my friend. I'm not drawing a card, I don't need it. And I don't really wanna discard anything. I can't cast my Spinning Darkness on Avenging Altar. No reason to do that. I just kill the Corporates and then get a cool ball light with the campfire and the lambas. Snap of another. Why are you doing that? That's fine to me. Yeah, yeah. I think it is very weird, this game. But to be honest, we were able to overcome that situation thanks to the Troublemaker offer in the main deck. Oh yeah, they played so that those cards because they were able to put them back in their deck. That was a misplay from my part. I did not notice at all. I can cast some Spinning Darkness on their token. Just what they have? Oh no, they they flipping the Season Blade. Yeah. Anyway, their campfires are in exile, I think. Hmm. Arena to draw one card later. County Garden, so I can kill it with Spinning Darkness. I did not notice at all that the the campfire ability was still on the stack. Yeah, to all. I see. There's a Kuprat. The file, Bajuka Bug. That's good, so we can excite our Kuprat. Archives. Another Kuprats. Lambas. I wanna draw another campfire. Well, if another Lambas maybe is this fine. Ranging Gutter. No, thank you. Exiling the Kuprats. And pass the turn. Well, I guess I'm discarding Snap Out. Next turn, we can put on the battlefield the Avenging Hunter just to Spinning Darkness it. Seems like they don't have any way to win this game anymore, since they don't have anything in the graveyard, and they can't kill me with their Consuming Sepulchres. Alright, probably one of the weirdest mirror match. Okay, so which cards are bad in the mirror? Adventure Counter is good. Corporates is good. Trollcast Doom is fine. It is a land. Pauper is very strong. System Blade is fine. Cast down, cast down and the file are mediocre. Like Snap Out and Spinning Darkness, even though Snap Out and Spinning Darkness are much worse. So we are for sure this burning out for removal spells. Then I think I want to bring in the Season Blades, and maybe I want to bring in Dress. I think I don't really like the file, and might I might like the Convergence Witches because you can kill Conny Garden. To be honest, in this matchup, Convergence Witches is not great. Ashes to Ashes is cool because you really have so many times more than one target for your removal spells. So maybe I should keep a cool the files just to be able to have an answer to the turn of a Black Rose or whatever it is. And Dress is probably good or rather better than any removal spell. It's a proactive card. It can deal well with other stuff. And I'm not even sure if this card is good. I mean, we have interaction in form of Ulfa and Season Blade. We have Nice Spellbomb. Uh, yeah. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Maybe they have another removal spell in and they want to play around whatever card they may have. We are going to yeah, we are going to for sure to cast the campfire since we have the green yet. They have 5 cards in hand. I think I'm going to exile the Eco Wellspring. Yeah. So we are forcing them to sacrifice the Season Blade. Next turn we can play a coupon his spell bombs and activate the campfire. They have another Eco Wellspring. Play on top of the land. Kill my Ulfa. Nope. Wow. Lots of Eco Wellsprings. And we attack for 2 damage. So even if I did the Monarch and snap out to kill my plant token, my troublemaker Ulfa, I can eventually play um, an article referring it to pump my plant token and steal their Monarch, getting back to life. Dress. Alright, I'm attacking with the Ulfa, and later I'm going to play Dress to see what I have in it. So if they have a fanatical offering or whatever, we can discard it. Bargain offering, yeah, fanatical offering. Probably should play Microbrass to kill their token and then kill their offer. It is better to play the Corporates to kill 4 creatures. They're very likely going to exile my campfire with their offer next turn. So we're losing the campfire, which is not the greatest thing. Ah, I see. I see. They flip it the consumer support card. Mm. Seems like I can find my draw spells. And we play this one. Yeah. Going to pass the turn. Progress. Yeah. Deactivating their corporates. I think I'm going to exile the graveyard because I want to draw a Fanatical Offering. Bujuka back. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Let's see if they have an emblem in end. County Garden. Just two cards in end. Cast down. Useless. Pretty much useless. Probably should play the County Garden so I can cast down their Ulfa and then exile all the creatures with my Bujuka back. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. We're taking some damage with the consuming support card. This kind of matchup revolves, well, it is all about card divinity. I think I don't want to draw my cast down again. So I'm shuffling back everything everything I have in my graveyard. Oh, they bring in the Convergence Witches. Alright, killing the Convergence. Why did you sacrifice your Convergence Witches instead of the Eco Wellspring? Fair. Oh, okay. I can exile the consuming support card. That's good. And I think I'm going to exile my flying token. No. Oh, okay. Richards are inside. That's fine. This is so weird. I mean, I have a Nihil spell on play, and I want to draw. Richards are inside. That's cool. We're going to cast the System Blade here. Hmm. No reason to do that. And I'm not going to play the Bijiki Bag. I have no mana, and which I can exile your graveyard with the Bijiki Bag. Sure. Okay. Yeah, please be creature now. I'm going to black and then cast my Visualizer inside. I'm drawing two cards. Another Season Blade. Alright? I have six cards in hand now. No! They draw the second Captain Bujuka back. That's so bad. Lot more cards than me in hand. Okay, we can kill all the creatures with the Kerpros. It's fine. Hmm. Yeah, I'm going to cast Bujugabog after killing their creatures, so they can't put back the Ulfa. And next turn I can flip my Season Blade. Alright. I activate the campfire, get back to life. The game proceeds very slowly. Ooh, thanks for playing Kerprat. I have a Season Blade in hand. Nihil Spellbomb on the top. Fanatical Offering. That's fine. They're activating the Kerprats. Yeah, sure. Play damage. Campfire. Excited. Erupt. Blaze. Bomb. Pass the turn. They have another Ulfer. We can exile. We can sacrifice the consuming sepulchre. 5 cards in end. Ulfer again. And punish offering. Acre Wildspring and then be short on side. Sweet. So we are going back. Okay, let me think. I think Acre Wellspring into Ulfa. It is probably the best play here. Because it is better to exile first their campfire and then kill their Ulfa so they can put back the Ulfa in their deck. Right. The file. Fanatical offering. Hoo-hoo. Bijuka bug. Noise. Yeah, I'm exciting all your cards. No reason to play with Cottage when they have a Nihil Spellbomb on the battlefield, so I prefer to wait for them to. Ugh, another Campfire. And we lost every copy of. We lost every copy of Troublemaker Ulfit. Avenging Ant in the top deck. That's so great. 5, 7, 10 mana. Let me think. I can't play both the Sitting Blade and flip the City. I mean, yeah. We need to choose between casting Sitting Blade, uh, flipping Sitting Blade, so it's better. Okay, that's fine. They're trying to find a draw spell. Ranging attack. They have a campfire in end, so it is better to try to kill them as fast as possible. Defile, alright. If you short in sight. Yeah, sure. Shuffle. Swamp. I think I'm going to play Nigarda and crack the map token on the plant token. Fanatical offering on top. No, I'm not going to put it everywhere. Campfire is fine. Monarch. Yeah, the Monarch. We need a rebel spell to their Monarch. So Scry 2. Troll of Chaos and Doom. When they don't have probably answers on top is good. So I'm putting both cards on top and drawing the Fanatical Offering. I have an Avenging Hunter in my graveyard, so I can put Avenging Hunter on top and draw both creatures. How many cards? How much mana I have? 4, 5, 6, 11, 12. Ah, still missing 1 mana. That's bad. Still, I can play Financial Offering on my map token, draw the troll, cast the troll. Oh, wait, I have the stash room. Yeah, I missed that. That's so bad. Alright, time to play Duress, because you don't wanna thoroughly, lose the Ramal spell with this. So, casting the Duress, since I have the time now. Financial Offering. Kraken Spike, gain on their Monarch. Wow, I don't have any removal spell in my hand. Oh wow. 2 copies of Troll has Doom. I'm going to play my Lemmas. Seems like they don't have another Troll. Not really the card I want. Micro Screen. I have enough mana. No, I don't have enough mana. But they don't have enough. They don't have enough cards. They don't have any removal spells, so I can crop the map token on the plant token, trying to find a removal spell. Cast down on top. Yeah, I like it. Attacking with the plant token. 2 damage for you, my friend. We have an heavy shorter inside into graveyard. You're cracking their campfire? Alright. I like what is going on here. Yeah, troll. Another troll. Finally, 2 mana. Fair. I can generate this stash token, put it on top of my Avenging Hunter, and then generate the skeleton token, which is good. Really good. 6, 8, 12, 13 mana, 14 mana, that's a lot. Okay, with Cottage on my Avenging Hunter, I go Wellspring, Avenging Hunter, Catacomb, Skeleton, and Lambast. So if I can find another removal spell, I will be happy. Yeah, there's a tile. So probably it is better to already kill their trolls. So I can attack with my creatures. And can steal their monarch. Wow. Crab rots. Wow. Yeah, but you can kill my creatures, but it is not enough to kill me. I have the last room in the dungeon, and I have a crab rots in my hand, and I can get some life with my Lambas. Oh wait, I have little damage with the Lambas because I get 6 life, and then I kill them with my crop rots. Lambas. Lambas. And I won this game. Alright, Avenging Hunter is better than Monarch in the mirror match. Or at least it was better to me. I mean, I won thanks to the Monarch in game 1, but because my opponent played the Monarch before me. So, it is very weird. The Monarch is just a way to steal the opponent Monarch in this deck. There's not really an engine to steal the game. It's not really a card advantage engine. It's more like a way to prevent your opponent to use too many cards that let them to overcome your card advantage. Alright, this is going well this league. So let's try the next match. Let's see what is going to happen. Match number 3, whatever it is. Alright, so have a cast down number 1, cast down number 2, Kerberos, Ico Wellspring, and 2 Swarms, and 1 Bazooka Boa. Alright. To be honest, I think we can just keep this. I mean, after all, we don't know what your opponent is playing, and we have enough lands to play the first 3 turns. Yeah, so that is fine to me, especially with this kind of deck. We have this deck is just a bunch. Is just a bunch of removal spells. So with our ideas, we just want to survive enough turns for the opponent to die by themselves. Alright. So the opponent started with a Reckless Bridge, so this can be Wildfire or Grixis Affinity. Against belt decks, Kerberos is not great. It is fine against John, not so good against Grixis Affinity. Unless they have the artifact, the Black Wizard's Road, Black Mage Road. I don't remember the exact name. So we are now waiting for the opponent to do something. They have the Great Furnace. They have Great Furnace, so the black artifact lands means the opponent is playing Affinity. And since they played a Racial Familiar, I think, ooh, we have the Bajuka Bell. We have the Defile on top deck. So, I do wonder if I prefer to exile just the Familiar or more cards later. I think I'm still prefer to cast the File here because the File is my weakest card against Affinity, unless they play King Artificer. And I more or less forced to play Bajuka Bug now or the next turn. So by playing Bajuka Bug now, mm, we can eventually play a 1 mana spell next turn. They have needs with Spellbomb, doing nothing much relevant here. We go for the Eco Spring, top of the land on the top, so we go County Garden. And next turn we are going to draw a couple of cards with a Researcher inside on the Eco Spring. My opponent missed the third land drop and is now I think I'm going to play first Eco Spring, so then later I can choose between cast blocking with the plant token and casting something else, or playing cast down now. I think casting cast down sorcery speed is good here because my opponent is good land drops, so they don't have so much affinity, so much artifacts in play. If they're willing to sacrifice their nihil spell bombs to draw, it is better to me because I have an Eviscerator inside my hand. So we discarded Nectoxin Analysis with the blood token from the Blood Fountain, the Missile one land drop. We have the Campfire, so we play the Campfire, play Calvin Garden, pass the turn. I'm still waiting to cast my Eviscerator inside because I don't have so many cards. So I can wait 1 turn, or maybe not. I do wonder. I mean, they missed a lot of land drops, so it's probably time for them to do something different than just hmm, than just playing spells. Maybe cracking the his spellbomb would be better eventually. I don't know. Here I can. Yeah, I think it is better to cast a Shuriken inside. Yeah, because even if they crack his spellbomb, I can untap, flashback the Shuriken inside, and then still kill the token eventually. So we are cracking the Eco Raspberry with a flashback from his spellbomb. Okay, alright. I'm going to play my Nihil Spellbomb, pass the turn. I can kill the creatures with my Sitting Blade, because killing now doesn't do much to me. That doesn't improve too much, besides not getting 1 or 2 damage from the Ear token. After all, um, killing the Ear token with the fire is not really great. I can block with the plant token, which is still fine. Oh, I think we can take 2 damage. We have the campfire to play. So we untap. Ichor Spring on the top. I play the Ichor. Still keeping the black mana, the green mana open, and eventually they draw Troublemaker over, so I can exile their bridge. And here I'll play Witch Cottage because I get more value from the Bijuka Bog. And then I'll play the Sitting Blade because it is weaker compared to Cast Down or Defile. I mean, Cast Down, Kill, and Mirror Enforcer, even if they have more than just one creature, while Sitting Blade is more dependent on what the opponent has on the play. So we have now 3, 4, 7 mana. I think I want to play the Trollcast Doom, and I don't have so many reasons to not play the Bijuka Bug. So I'll pass the turn, cast a Visharator Insight in their end step, flashback, put the Visharator Insight, and then eventually play the Trollcast Doom my turn. I'm expecting my opponent to do something right now. Even if they have double Blood Fountain, the Nihil Spellbomb, so it is fine in my opinion. I think I'm going to kill the plant token over the Ichor Spring because I don't need to draw an extra card. Wow, double Troublemaker Ufe. I'm going to exile all their lands. Yeah. To be honest, I can eventually remove their Nihil Spellbomb with my Troublemaker Ufe, but I think it is better to exile their land since they missed a bunch of land drops. We're missing one land drop if not for the Trollcast Doom, so here we are going to sacrifice the Tidin Blade, play the second copy of Ulfa, exile their Seat of Synod. Okay. Play Nihil Spellbomb. I can cycle the Troll, but to be honest, I have so many normal spells in my hand that it's probably better to just discard Snap Out and play the Troll of Doom next turn. I can eventually discard the Criprats. Criprats is very weak. Yeah, Criprats is an overquested removal spell, but I already lost one Criprats. I'm not sure. Probably Criprats is strictly worse than Snap Out because he can play Snap Out on Karkline Shaman in response to texting analysis to prevent my opponent from killing all my creatures. Since I now want to play the Troll and beat a bit down since my opponent is not doing anything relevant. They draw another land. They have a Ragnaros Bargain on their Blood Fountain. We draw, we get 2 life with the Campfire and tap. Draw Natural Offering. We attack for 4 damage. Very likely going to lose one Ufe to Galvanic Blast, but they don't have the Galvanic Blast. Alright. Troll of Kasdun. Pass the turn. And tap. Draw another land. So, thanks to Troublemaker Ufe, they lost, I think, 7 land drops. I mean, they already lost a bunch of land drops by themselves, but we played Couple Office to kill their lands. So they're now, even though we destroy the Couple lands, they are now still going for it. I mean, they still are able to draw cards, they still have enough artifacts, they still have enough lands. Which cottage? Right. I suppose I'm going to put on top the crop rats. So Even though I'm losing. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, maybe I missed the play. Fanatical offering on Ufe, put the Ufe on top. But to be honest, my opponent have just 7 lives, so Kerpras may be my final blow, or rather final blow on my opponent. So it is fine to keep the Kerpras on top. By discarding enough out or whatever we want to discard here, doesn't matter. I mean, I have four around spells in my hand, I have a Kerpras on top, and the game is over. All right. So what are we going to cut to bring in Grass? I think our weak cards in the matchup are kind of Kerpras and Sitting Blade. The file is fine. Sitting Blade is good, maybe. I mean, Cast Down is the best Ramos, but I have. Snap Out, it costs too much life. Kerprat is not good against the deck relying on Galvanic Blast to kill me. So we are bringing in Grass. We are maybe bringing in Kumbaji's Witches because Kumbaji's Witches is great to kill the Rat and eventually the Karkland Shaman. Spinning Darkness is bad. After all, it doesn't kill the Mirror Enforcer, and can't even target the. You can't even target the Mirror Enforcer. I mean, the Refurbished Familiar. Alright, so we are bringing maybe Purple Season Blaze. Yeah, I need enough. I need some Remolas to kill Mirror Enforcer to prevent my opponent to kill me too fast. Maybe not so many since I have the file, but I'm not even sure if the file is good in the matchup. Probably I should bring in at least 3 copies of Kumbaji's Witches, and I probably don't need more than just 2 copies of the file. So I have virtually 13 removal spells, which Kumbaji's Witches kills only Refurbished Familiar and Karkan Shaman, while Season Blade and Cast Down kill whatever it is on the battlefield, and the file, it is another removal spell for Refurbished Familiar. So if we see Kumbaji's Witches and the file both as removals to deal with the Refurbished Familiar, Kumbaji's Witches is clearly better because, you know, mm, having a removal spell that you can activate every turn, it is better than a 1-for-1 removal spell. Troublemaker Wolf is as well an answer to Mirror Enforcer, so strictly speaking, Ulfe is another cast down, so I think we are fine. I'm not going to bring in Weather Storm, to be honest. I think we should rely more on Grass, Campfire, and his Spellbomb rather than Weather. Weather is, yeah, kind of good, but to be honest, I think we can play better answers to the Galvanic Blast and makeshift munitions. Alright, so let's check what is going to happen here. It is for sure a mulligan from my side. Yikes. It is good. Not so good, but okay. The worst card in my hand is Combative, which is here. Because it costs black mana, but as well it's worse than Fanatical Offering, if you show it on site, and of course Eco Rising to just try to survive or overcome my opponent, whatever they may have. So we're going to play Haunted Mire on turn 1, and then later I think I'm going to play Dress and Colony Garden. My opponent moved down to 5, so Dress on whatever they may have in hand might be the key to disrupt my opponent whole gameplay. So they have a Ragnar Spec in and a 2 cast. Galvanic Blast here doesn't matter much. Recognize by Gain is better than Tocast because it lets my opponent draw 3 cards. So we're discarding the Recognize by Gain and let your opponent draw with the Tocast. Affinity is very strong, even if it moves a lot because the deck has a lot of card advantage. So we are just waiting for the opponent to do something, I guess. We have a Golgari on the top deck. So we can play first Icon Wildspring rather than cycling the Troll as Doom. We can do that next turn eventually. And we have now a Titanium Blade draw thanks to the Icon Wildspring. Fun fact, I draw another Ragnar's Bang on top. Scribe Duress Bag. Or rather, 2 states bag. So we are still in play, I suppose, because we have Fanatical Offering and we show it inside. Next time we are going to cast Fanatical Offering on Icor Wellspring. They have Blood Fountain. And despite of and they're not missing any line drop. Alright. So Mirror Enforcer. I'm going to play Titan Blade. So the mana is a bit clunky here because we don't have a 1 mana card. And I'm not going to fetch with Cottage. So I prefer to I still prefer to play to draw the swamp with the troll because no, I don't really need 5 mana next turn unless I want to cast my Avenging Hunter. To be honest, next turn I'm likely going to play Fanatical Offering and eventually Visualizer Insight, or maybe Fanatical Offering and Titan Blade. So we are now waiting for the opponent to do something maybe not too much troublesome. Alright, there is a little spellball. They still have the Galvanic Blast in it, and they have another 3 cards which we don't know. Alright. They're cracking the Nihil Spellbomb. I suppose they don't have the land drop. They play a land and another Mirror Forcer. And finally, Crackling Shaman cast down top deck. Alright, so we can play the Fanatical Offering on my Royal Spring. If we draw one untapped land, I'm going to crack the map token on the land token to force my opponent to crack one of their lands to kill my plants token, so to prevent me from getting some advantage from the Explorer. But by doing that, they're going to lose the Kraken Shaman, and if they lose the Kraken Shaman, I can cast the Titan Blade. But since we did not draw any untapped land, but rather a Pijuka Bug, the cast down is still good, because we are going to kill it. We are killing the Mirror Forcer, and after that, we are exiling their graveyard, so they can bring back those Mirror Forcers with the Blood Fountain, which is good. Ooh, yeah. They choose to not sacrifice the Mirror Forces to Crackling Shaman. So they prefer to have the Crackling Shaman on the battlefield. If they sacrifice this the Mirror Forces to Crackling Shaman to kill my plants token, maybe that would be a good play. I don't know. After all, Crackling Shaman is bad against me, but it is a way to counter Sit Blade. For Macabre? Why there is a Macabre in play? It is weird. Alright, Fanatical Offering on my plant token. There's no reason to keep those plant tokens in play when there is a Crackling Shaman. They have a Galvanic Blast, so if I play Combat's Witches, it is likely they will kill it with a Galvanic Blast. So we are trading the Galvanic Blast with the Combat's Witches. We are going to play the Campfire and another Colony Garden. It is very likely for them to kill my Kumbaji's witches because the Kumbaji can kill the Karklan Shaman. And if I kill the Karklan Shaman, I can then play Might Titan Blade. They're not galvanic blasting the Kumbaji. Well, I was expecting the galvanic blast on my Kumbaji. Maybe I was wrong. I'm not sure. So now we are killing the Karklan Shaman, getting 1 damage probably from the Kumbaji's ability. They're likely going to sacrifice the Creature Relic to kill my tokens. To be honest, Galvanic Blast and the Kumbaji is good. To be honest, I mean, after all, it killed both the Kraken Shaman and the Orphobish Familiar. Alright, my opponent, your turn to sacrifice stuff. I think this is the first time activating Kumbaji's witches on Irenicus MFS targets Kumbaji's witches with Kraken Shaman. They're sacrificing a land as well, other than the Kraken Shaman. Oops, I forgot to. Okay. Well, Fanatical Offering here. Maybe shorter inside the Major Colony Garden. And finally, Sitting Blade. So we draw 3 copies of Sitting Blade in relatively good scenarios. And we draw all our copies of Colony Garden, which is weird as well. Black Mage Road, so they choose to not crack the Blood Fountain to exile my Avishorator Insight. This turn I'm going to... Okay. Alright. Time to play Avishorator Insight. Smart token, or Client token, I think Map token. And then Sitting Blade. I play a bunch of Sitting Blades to kill my opponent's creatures, I guess. Alright, Campfire, and not have, I still prefer to get back life since my opponent plays 4 copies of Galvanic Blast, and very likely to have a makeshift munition in their deck. So going up to as many lives as possible is still better. We are discarding in the swamp because I have an Avenging Hunter in my hand, so unless they have another card, I wanna stick with Sitting Blade in play and cast my Avenging Hunter. So 5 mana, Avenging Hunter. Fetch a basic swamp. Play Keeper Westway, I think. Finally, the file. Should I play the file? Yeah. I already have four. Four swamps to cast the file on Mirror Forcer, but still the file is an instant speed card which costs just 1 mana. So, in my opinion, Sitting Blade is reasonable. I'm not getting 2 life from Campfire just for this turn. This is fine. Alright. Let's see what is going to happen now. Another Black Mage Road. Alright. So we are going to click down on their yeah, I'm forging the plant token. Draw step. Dress. That's fine. I'm casting dress here. So if they wanna cast their Galvanic Blast, you can sacrifice the target with the Shorter Insight. Which is fine. Now the Galvanic Blast. On the plant token, right? Oh, okay, there's no reason to cast down as they top it out. I suppose they don't have any cards left in it now. Cool Wedges Witches. Crackling Shaman. I'll play first my Lembas. I'm going to play my Wedges Witches, but I still prefer to. Ooh, sweet. Nihil Spellbomb is good here. Okay, let me think. I can play my Badges, play Nihil Spellbomb, and I can still play the file because I did not play the file earlier, and I choose instead to play the fourth copy of Teeth in Blade to give my opponent creature. So now I can play, and if they wanna sacrifice their Equal Wellspring to kill my Badges, which is with the Crackling Shaman, okay. The top deck at Militia. We're likely are going to sacrifice Eco-Rasping a couple lands to kill my Wombaji. Reasonable. So we are letting the opponent tap out to kill my Wombaji. They're sacrificing the Crackling Shaman, maybe. Okay, let's see. They sacrifice one land. And finally, another land. Alright. The file, target your token. Next turn, cast down on your Crackling Shaman, I guess. Trap. We are trapping the opponent. Yo. Goodbye. Alright. Alright. I think I have no mana to cast but Initiator Insight on Ico Wellspring and do some other mino stuff that doesn't really matter right now. Alright, another Nicking Spellbound. Time to draw cards. Time to kill creatures. Yeah, would you get back? Okay, they sacrifice their blood fountain here. That's fine, I guess. I mean, I have a two. I had one Nihil Spellbomb in play, so sacrificing Nihil Spellbomb over the in the second land was strictly speaking the best play. All right. Still not lost any one game. We are bowling. I think it is the the right thing to say. Okay. Match number 4. We are starting first. But I said first, probably the worstest way I said that word ever. That wow. I think you can easily understand that I'm not an English speaking person. Or at least English is not my first language. So this starting end is very clanky. We have Witch Cottage, Bijuka Burger, Calny Garden, a couple equal Wellspring, Corporates, and the Fire. I'm going to keep it even though this end seems kind of terrible. To be honest, I believe this deck is so clanky that we are kind of forced to even keep this end. So we're starting with Witch Cottage because I wanna be able to play the Fire on turn 1 if necessary. We draw Swamp on the top deck, which is good because we can play Echo Wellspring. Opponent is likely on Dimir I suppose Dimir Terra, Dracupal list, or Preordain. So that's Dimir Faeries. And we have 4 copies of combats which are great against fairies. There is a comeback from Dimir Faeries, and maybe you wanna play Target Black Rose in your Golgari Gardens next, especially for this matchup. First here. Alright. So if we draw a land on top would be great, and on top of land a swamp, so we can cast but we can rest in the pile. Bottom. Alright. Sitting Blade is probably even better. I think they don't really have any interaction with the graveyard. Maybe single to copy of Gourmag Angler. So I prefer to tap out here to optimize the mana and play Thin Blade and then play the Bejuga Bug so you have more black mana sources next turn and as well to not lose one Carney Garden token to snap out. So the Misted with the Ogre of Wallace. Okay. I'm going to play Lambeth. If I draw a Swamp, I think I'm going to draw it. Troll's Doom is technically speaking a Swamp, so we can draw it. Because I want to kill their Ogre of Wallace. They not putting any pressure on the battlefield beside having landed Kupo creatures. And if are able to stop them from landing a ninja, I'm probably going to win that game. Or either if they are not able to land the monarch, I think it's still great to kill their creature. So yeah, another land draw. I'm not sure if I want to play the Karbrats, but to be honest, since my opponent plays Turn of Black Rose, I prefer to play Karbrats. So yeah, they can flash. They can flash a Spirit Scepter Sprite, but I want to have a way to steal my opponent Monarch. So do you have the land drop? Do you have the Monarch? They don't have it. Hmm. So they don't have the Sprite. I think I'm going to play it. I'm playing the Calm Garden, and I'll flip Sitting Blade, exiling my land token. So if I draw Witch Coat, the other copy of Witch Cottage, I can bring back the Troll of Doom, Lashing Sprite. Do we have the Monarch? They don't have a ninja. Okay, that's good. Cast down. Okay. Troll of Doom. You need another copy of Cast down or a counter spell. So they have the cast down. Or they don't have the counter spell. Yeah. Alright. What is going now? Ninja? Now Ninja. Monarch. They cycle the learner village. Snake Orion. 2 mana. Gourmag Angler. Yeah, there it is. Gourmag Angler. Nihil Spellbound, just in time. I don't have enough. I don't have enough swamps, so I'm casting Cast Down on their Gourmag Angler. Oh, okay. Nihil Spellbound. Defile on Sprite. Crack the Nihil Spellbound to draw one card. Finally, another swamp. I need it. I need an extra swamp. I'm cracking the Lambas to have another chance to draw Lambas. And we pass the turn. Wait for the opponent to draw better than me. So they don't have the Monarch. But they don't have any Lurville. Pass the turn. Pass another turn. I think I'm going to play my Corporate. I'm going to play playing the Corporate. Um, Still, I prefer to have an answer to Turn of Black Rose. And my answer is having a creature on the battlefield. Okay, you have a sprite. Ninja? No ninja. Monarch? No monarch. Another Kylie Garden. I think I'm not playing the Kylie Garden. Okay, now I'm playing the Kylie Garden. And I'm killing as well a couple sprites. Your turn, opponent. Where they're not, it is my opponent. We move it down to 5. But I indeed draw so many lands that it seems like uh, it is me. It is likely not me the deck playing 8 divination effects. Wow, so many lands. Probably still in game only due to my opponent to do my opponent multi-5. Wow, over Wallace not able to draw anything again. Itsy bitsy slowly my consuming supporter is dealing so much damage. What is going on here? Enough out. Okay. My opponent have a ninja and they wanna connect. They want to connect. Turn off Black Crows, finally top deck. Should I play this Avenging Hunter here? I think no. If I play the Avenging Hunter, they are stealing my initiative. So it is better to just wait. I think I did not found a single draw 2 cards in half of my deck. Which is pretty boring. Okay, we're going to lose the Monarch into Ninja in the late game due to the variance. Seems like so. Oh yeah, another lens. Finally. Of course, yeah, Torn of Black Rose is way better than Avenging Hunter, but you know, Torn of Black Rose is better compared to Avenging Hunter just in this specific case, just in this specific matchup and scenario. So, in my opinion, Initiative is still better. Still, sometimes you're going to lose because you have the initiative. Sometimes you're going to lose because you have the monarch. Vice versa. Sometimes you are going to lose to you are going to win thanks to the monarch and win thanks to the initiative. Okay. Oh, finally, I cast that. Finally cast down. Okay. You played this spell. So my opponent is dealing 3 damage to me each turn. I have the Sepulchre. So if I draw the second copy, I'm going to win in a couple turns. If not, I have 9 turns to kill my opponent, or I can draw another Crab Rats, whatever it is. Oh, I think it is probably the best possible draw. You need double counterspell to prevent me from drawing 4 cards. And anyway, I'm still drawing a lot of cards. Alright. So Fanatical Offering from my end is probably better than Flashback if we should return inside now. Ufa. Ufa is good. Should I play around with the 4th copy of Spellstar Sprite? I think not. You need a counterspell. They have the 4th copy of Spellstar Sprite. Alright. Probably Lambas is better because I can get back some life. So 3 extra life might be better. Enough health is, I think, good. Yeah, Magic Bug. Enough health, enough kept on the ninja. Flashback, visual return sight on Echo's Echo Wellspring. We're getting some old damage. They likely have Snap. They likely have counterspell. They don't have counterspell. It is great. Spell burst, maybe? Nothing. Wow. Fifth Blade. Another ninja? Nothing again. Wow. 5 mana Lauren. Why not Lauren before the combat step? I think this is the second time in this league I were able to draw 4 copies of Candy Garden. Alright, so now they have the counterspell. It is clear, I think. Hmm. Yeah. I should play first Ichor Wellspring. So if I draw any other removal spell, I can play it before the Titan Blade because I really want to resolve my Titan Blade because Titan Blade is a proper win condition at this point. My opponent has only 7 life after all. Alright, there's a cast down. Another Fanatical Offering. Play the land. Tap 2 black, so eventually you can play my Ulfis just to black. Of course, I'm killing the Mirror Mystic, or at least I try to kill the Mirror Mystic. Yes, was expecting that. Okay, I'm flipping this Titan Blade. I have already played a land, and I'll pass the turn. Okay, that's 3 damage to me, and you have just 4 turns to kill me. Another Gurmag Angler. Gurmag Angler is good to kill your opponent. Another ninja. So they bring back the sprite. Weird enough, I have less cards left in my deck compared to my opponent who landed a monarch something like 8 turns ago. We cracked the Lambas in upkeep. Spinning Darkness here is great. So, Ulfa. Hey, I can exile my opponent Moonseek attacker. It is great. So the first Ulfa, I'm not casting it with the bargain cost. I want to force my opponent to choose between countering it or killing it. Play then the Ulfa. What is going on here? Okay, that's snap out. So we should return inside from the graveyard. Counterspell. Okay. I'm playing the Spin Darkness in my opponent upkeep. We exile it against play troublemaker of exiling Moonseek attacker against Dimir Faeries is very is very weird, I guess. Killing the token, fanatical offering on Ulfa, blocking the angler. Are you really going to counter my spinning darkness? Right. Round one. For runners snap out, I guess. Yeah, for sure. Time to draw another cast down. Another counter spell. Yeah. Brutal. Cycle, see if you get in games. A lot of interaction. For Miscrunt. Oh, they can counter my Visual Return Sight. No, not a Visual Return Sight. There's not even a reason to play my Avenging Hunter. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nope. If I, oh, rather, they need another counter spell. I can play with Sheraton Sight on Avenging Hunter, but they, oh yeah, they don't have any Snap Out left in their deck. Yeah, I should play the Avenging Hunter just to have a target for my return sight because I don't have so many turns left. I think just 2 turns. So even if they steal my initiative for 1 turn, it is good. All right. I can charm black their Boomer Gangler. It should be good. Another cast down. Courier. Perceive. So many lands. So many lands. And it is still game one, which is the weirdest part. To be honest, in paper, this game was over when they landed their monarch. But since we are playing on Magical Line, I can try to keep. I can try uh, to to overcome my opponent, at least to still play. All right, you have the third copy of Cast Down. And I think you are going to counter my visual return sight as well. Yeah, for sure. So we are losing the initiative. And now we need to draw something better than nothing. are taking a lot of damage. They're stealing my monarch, the initiative. You can really ninjutsu during the attack sub phase. Alright, just 4 lives left. They have one counter spell left in their deck. No more spells that are sprite. They already played one dispel. So I'm kind of forced to play a Visual Return Insight on Consuming Sepulchre during my next upkeep. If I draw a Corporate, I win the game. If I draw an Initiative, it's not really good. Probably the only way to overcome this game is, yeah, Corporates. So I need to find a Witch Cottage or a Witch Cottage or an Initiative. Alright. Alright, I should play here. We should return site. It is better to let my opponent counter my Visual Return Insight rather than Corporate. So let the opponent draw the counter spell with the Brainstorm. Then they are kind of forced to counter my Visual Return Insight. And let's see what's happened next. Fanatical Offering. Spinning Darkness. Okay, we have the Witch Cottage. We have the Witch Cottage. Defile. Useless. Time to Shine. Second copy of Witch Cottage. Foot on top. Fanatic Official Return Sight. Do you have the counterspell? No counterspell. Alright. And game over. Just one life left. Just one life. To be honest, winning this game was mostly due to my opponent mulling down to 5 and missing a couple land drops. I mean, if not for that, I I was going to lose anyway. I mean, yeah, they had the ton of Black Rose on the top deck at a certain point, but still the matchup is kind of unfavorable to me. Alright. So Spinning Darkness and Snap and Corporate is good. Why there is a gigantic dress on the screen? Avenging Alta, it is probably bad. And of course, Ulfa is terrible, doesn't do much. Nihil Spellbomb does nothing. I mean, they have 2 copies of Gurmag Angler, but it's better to kill those anglers rather than exiling their graveyard. I'm not sure if I should bring in Sitting Blade. Sitting Blade let us win the game this time. But to be honest, I don't know. I still need to cut another 2 cards. Maybe I don't really need a 3rd copy of Corporats, but I have Murmuring Mystic, so keeping all my Corporats is good. But yeah, the rest is not so irrelevant, maybe. Or rather, I should bring in all my Hidden Blades. Yeah, Hidden Blade is very strong in this matchup. I think I should bring all my Hidden Blades. And Campfire is not so necessary. I have 4 copies of Hidden Blade. So yeah, seems fine to me. All right. We can eventually change later. All right, second game against Dimir Faeries. Yeah, no lands is in Mulia. So okay, we have two lands. Thanks to County Garden, we can try to get it. Spinning Darkness is clearly the worst card here because we can. Oh, rather, it is not so clear which one is the worst card. After all, we are going to fetch the troll. We are going to fetch the top of the land with the troll, and after doing that, we have a turn 3 play like Magical Offering. I think we should keep the Spinning Darkness and put on the bottom the cast down because Spinning Darkness, uh, to be honest, we can play the same turn but Spinning Dark. Oh, we can play but Spinning Darkness and the opponent cards. But at this point we can really do that. So even though I think Relic of Progenitus is very bad against us, I think they bring in Relic because they birded out Snap Out because Snap Out doesn't do much against me. Overflow Dress, so that's fine. Alright, so we Juke Bug, and we are fetching a basic swamp with the Troll of Kasnoom. So next turn, we can play Dress and another card like Hidden Blade. So the starting end is not really great, but I suppose letting the opponent draw one card with their Secret Arca and kill the Moon Secret Arca, it is better than killing the Ogre of Wallace. So Swamp. Okay. Dress. Yeah, sure, whatever. They kept the snap out. I don't like them even counterspell. And sit and blade. Alright. So I'm expecting my opponent to tap again to play Ogre Blast. If they don't, there's not even a reason to play Dress here. They have Sprite. So we play the Haunted Mire, pass the turn, and wait for the opponent to eventually tap out during the end, my end step to cast Sprite. Okay, we're doing nothing. Crabrots. Okay, not so relevant, but still better than nothing. I'm passing the turn here. I can play inside. Ah, yeah, they can exile my Visurator inside with the Relic of Progenitus. Why did why did it not crack the Relic of Progenitus during their turn? They missed one letters. Alright, you can counterspell my Fanatical Offering. They like the idea of countering my Fanatical Offering. Okay. Dress, target you. They have the Monarch. Yeah, I don't like them having cast out. So now I have Sprite, Ogre, Snap Out, Charm of Black Rose. And now have a Kumbaji switches. I can kill your fairies. Please, no monarch. Play around my removal spells. I play only removal spells in my deck. Hey, I can kill that creature. The annoying part here is that, okay, they have another snap out now. Untapped. Kind Garden. Kind Garden, yeah, is good. So I can play with shorter inside and sacrifice the Kind Garden than sacrifice my my corporate. I shall play around Devil Sprites, I guess. I know all your cards, so I'm pretty sure you don't really have any way to counter my Issuer inside. They have two copies of Snap Out. By misclick, I deleted one Snap Out here. Yeah, you have a ton of black rows. I need them. Wait, I can play Magical Offer? I can activate. Oh, okay, I don't really know what I should do here. Lambas. Yeah. Hmm. Well, I have so many removal spells. Probably should slam the Lambas and try to find a cast down or Nadic. I dig it. Spin Darkness. Edict. Sprite and response. Sure. Kill the sprite. Hmm. Should I play the Krabrats or the Fanatical Offering? I think the Fanatical Offering. Okay. Cracking map token here is better than nothing. If you short on site, I like it. Next turn, I can play another Titan Blade. If I attack with my Kumbaji's Witches, they flash the sprite, I sacrifice the blade, and before letting the Imperator inside your soul, I spin darkness the sprite, I can steal their monarch. Probably I should play the Corporats as well. Yeah, my bad. My bad. You're still doing great by killing their blocker. They let us steal their monarch. Okay, you can't block it. Wrong phase. No response. Alright. Do you have an answer to Capras? No? Okay. Hmm. Do you have an answer to Titan Blade? Nope. Okay. Pass the turn. I'm not even playing the Witch Cottage. I prefer to keep the cottage to return one creature. Another land. Yeah. Another monarch. Gurmagangler. That's indeed Gurmagangler. I'm eviscerating my Titan Blade now. And the file on the top deck is fine. Okay. Fifth land. Defile. Dispo. Okay. Your turn, opponent. This game too, I still need to do something to not lie, to not die from the combat, from the time clock. I think losing the Corbrats is still fine. I can bring it back with the cottage if necessary. Ninja. Okay. The file. Great. I don't even know if I want to. Yeah, I think I need the Corbrats. I need to deal so much damage that it is necessary to bring the Corbrats back. Corbrats. Kill the ninja. Attack with the Golgari. Play the Corbrats. Draw. Good. Golgari is fine, I guess. I already played all my copies of Spinning Darkness. Be short on sight. Another icon will spring. Cast down. We attack. 3 damages. 3 damage. County Garden. Flip the Sitting Blade with County Garden. Play Eagle Wellspring. Discard Bujuka Bark. Okay. And game over. They consider nice. Easy. Not lost yet one game. Last match, trying to play for the trophy. We're playing on the draw. Okay, this is reasonable. We are not doing anything on game 2 because we have 2 tapped lands, but still better than nothing. We can still draw an untapped land. Another Reckless Breach. I suppose Ulfa is good against Reckless Breach. The Crossbow Breach. This time it's John, not Grixis Affinity, like the previous one of the previous match. County Garden, Swamp. Alright. So I can Wellspring, Avenging Anta, pass the turn. I think I still need to play Fanatical Offering next turn because I need to draw the fourth of my land drops, especially against John Wildfire, since they have cleansing Wildfire. Okay, cursed deck. Cursed. We are going to discard the Defeating Blade, which is the worst removal, alongside Spinning Darkness. Yeah, Spinning Darkness, Defeating Blade, for sure. I'm expecting my opponent to play Refurbished Familiar now. After all, when they have Refurbished Familiar in their deck, they always have couple copies of Refurbished Familiar. Probably it's not even worth casting the offer right now. I'm discarding an Avenging Enter anyway. Okay. Defile. And I'm exiling their Girl Bridge. Yeah. Um, maybe maybe I should put on top the Avenging Enter. Yeah. I'm not sure about putting back the Troll because I mean, I have a Fanatical Offering and an Ambition Return inside. Cleansing Wildfire. I have the opposite version of Cleansing Wildfire creature that it is green and exile lands. Another copy for Publisher Familiar. Painful. We are discarding a Visual inside now. Jigs and Infiltrator. So, Lembeth. We need the lands. Yeah, there's a land on top. And don't really need my to cast Fanatical Offering yet. You can play Cast Down on their Jigs and Infiltrator in response to the map token. Or Cast Down on my or Fanatical Offering on my Troublemaker Wolf eventually. I guess they're going to crack the map token. They're not. Well, seems legit. Yeah, I'm taking 2 damage. Another copier for Reach Familiar. Yeah, we can discard the cast down now. We have the corporates. Unless they have an untapped land, we are killing all their creatures. County Garden. Good. Yeah, I should attack it first. Got a good deal here. Next turn we can go Avenging Hunter, Fanatical Offering. Icon Wellspring is fine. Not again, please. Okay, that's just a Blood Fountain. Just a Blood Fountain. Swamp. Play the Swamp. Pass the turn. Your turn opponent. Do we have it on top of the land? And whatever it is. Yeah, sure, go for it. They don't have the fifth land drop if they played Cleansing Wiper instead of cracking the Blood Fountain. Yeah, I need to cast here the Fnatic offering, I guess. I can flashback the Visual Return Sight on my Avenging Hunter if the response to their cast down. So it's fine. Galvanic Blast for real. Visual Return Sight. I would be really happy to draw a Bijuka back. If file seems fine. I draw 2 cards, Sorcery Speed, because I have Nissid Spellbomb in my deck. Not hit Spellbomb, but at least I can discard the Troll of Chasm Doom and Spinning Darkness. My opponent doesn't play any initiative creature, or I hope any monarch in the main deck. And I have enough removal spells for the cards. I think it's still better to discard the troll at first. This is the 4th copy of Refurbished Familiar. Wow. Another Jixin Infiltrator. Alright. They're killing the Jixin. I should have discarded its Spinning Darkness, to be honest. Trap. Ichor Wellspring. Yeah, finally the Bajuka back. A bit too late. Anyway, all those cards at all those card disadvantage, it doesn't really matter here. I mean, because we were able to draw the removal spells. I need another Crypt Rot. Yeah, yeah. The first Crypt Rot, I think, was the best play ever at this point. Okay. We have another Jixin Infiltrator. Fanatical Offering in the top deck. Ichor Wellspring. Sure. I need Crypt Rots. Yeah! That's fantastic. Okay, I'm not dealing extra damage because they have Galvanic Blast in their deck. So, 5 damage is enough for now. Next turn we are going to play Lambas, crack the Lambas, get back some life, and wait for the opponent to do something, I guess. That Crocodile Shaman is not going to do the match. Oh, I hope. To be honest, I discarded the Bujika bug because I believe they don't play so many. Okay, I can literally exile the Refurbished Familiar with my Troublemaker Pauper. So here I'm going to discard the Visual Insight because I think the Lembas is probably needed. They still have a Fanatical Offering in hand. So yeah, I don't need any more the Troublemaker Pauper. 1 damage. Is that enough for you? Yeah. We're going to crack the Lembas in response. Yell to all. Defile, I say top. And bottom again. Alright. So 4 copies of Refurbished Familiar and another 3 copies due to Blood Fountain and Pulse of Maraza. And we are still playing. Thanks to Corporates. I wasn't expecting Corporates to be so good against John Wildfire, but seems like when your opponent doesn't play around Corporates because they can't really do that, or for whatever reason, the card is good. So they found their single copy of Paducah Bug, decided my shorter insight. We fetch. Yeah, okay. I kill my Corporates. We fetch 1 swamp. Ico Raspberry is good. I'm cracking one in his spellbomb now because they don't have green mana to play Pulse of Maraza in case they had another one. Candy Garden. Okay. Ico Raspberry. Oh, there's one. Should I cast Trouble Microwave? Nah. Doesn't matter. We pass the turn and wait for opponent to die. I keep my Trouble Microwave as a way to kill. Okay, there's a Crawfish Shaman. Oh, yeah, I can still cast down on the Jigsaw, so it's not a problem. Is not a problem. I'll play the File on Cartel and Shaman to prevent them to generate advantage from the map token. They get 1+1/+1 token on their Jigsaw, which is fine. I still have my cast down. I'll forge my plant token because I wanna put pressure on the opponent. I'm still drawing one card with the Archive Room Leader. Be sure they're inside. That's fine. I think I can already play Be sure they're inside. There's so much mana that tapping 7 mana is still fine. Right. Sitting Blade. I can attack with my plant token. 2 damage. Go down to 11. Rock the landscape. Not cracking yet in his spellbomb until I have a Titan Blade. I can flip the Titan Blade later. Yeah, everything crystal is not bad. I have the cast down in hand. Someone is going to draw 3 cards. Killing the Chrysalis. And I'll deal fire damage with my initiative. And then I'll flip the Titan Blade. Greyprots exile. Play this one. Attack with a blind token. Okay. I think it is fine to tap out. I have just 1 card in it. Another cast down. Okay. Oh, the cracked in his spellbook. They don't play around campfire. Nice. And they still have this snuff out if they find fanatical offering into crack map token on the Eldrazi spawn. So I'm not really going to lose the initiative yet. You don't have so much life, opponent. Swan, fanatical offering. I could exile the Icon Rasping, but I don't really think it is necessary. Initiative, alright. I think at this point of the game, the initiative is enough to kill them. We have a Tron. Okay, now creature. I don't like the idea of showing them the campfire, so I'm not going to play it. I can eventually cast Fanatical Offering and mine his spellbook. Wow, I yielded. My bad. Again. Okay. Not going to cast my Fanatical Offering anymore. I need 5 turns to kill my opponent. But I'm casting the Author. I think I can cast first the Campfire, and then I can cast the Author by, sacrificing his spellbomb. Should I draw a card with the spellbomb? I think I can. I'm exiling their his spellbomb and then cracking the Campfire response. Ah, okay. So I can forge my Author. This is not going to happen now. Not on my side. Yeah, sure, whatever. Lead Fountain have a Chrysalis. Yeah, but I can play the Chrysalis now. They have 6 mana. Oh, they have a Jixin Infiltrator. We crack the Campfire. So I have an initiative in my deck. So anyway, we are already little with the Troublemaker Offer. Because we forge the Offer, we kill the Spawn, and then that's enough to heal them. Very long game. Still was game 1. Alright, so I think Ashes to Ashes is good against Jump. They have both Jix and Infiltrator and Chrysalis. So for that reason, being able to exile those 2 big creatures with Ashes to Ashes is good. It's actually good. The Sitting Blade is very bad. I think we can put the Sitting Blade in the sidebar. Avenger Gunter is good. We were able to win this game only thanks to Avenger Gunter. I think we can play just Kupo Krabrat. Krabrat is not really good against John, especially if they have the especially if they have Galvanic Blast. Also, other creatures are big. So besides Refurbished Familiar, Krabrat usually doesn't really kill big kill much. And finally, I think we can bring in 4 copies of the rest. Yeah, 2 copies of combat switches are good. Are a good way to deal with their combat with their recognition familiar and with their Karklan Shaman, if they keep Karklan Shaman plus sideboard. But anyway, I think this sideboard against Giant is pretty balanced. So I think I'm going to see a very interesting game post sideboard. Wow. So this starting end is very weird because we have one thermal spell, which is not really great in the starting end against the Giant. We have her Troublemaker Warfare, and we have a couple Troll of Chaos and Doom. So we have a couple cards that are really slow because we wait for the opponent to do something, and we have 5 lanes. So I'm thinking taking a mulligan because the game relies mostly on Ichor Wellspring and Fanatical Offering. So for that reason, I prefer to keep something like this starting end. From my point of view, the starting end is much, much better compared to the previous one. We have Ichor Wellspring and Fanatical Offering. Okay, I'm going to play with Cottage first. Having Cottage on turn 1 is not really an issue since we have another copy of Cottage. They don't have the black man, or they're playing around Ulfa. Alright, Colony Garden. Should we play Combat Switches here? I think we should play first Ichor Wellspring, then later, if they have a black mana source, we can go for Combat Switches next turn. Because, okay, untapped mana source, Familiar, discard Swamp. They kept Craft and Shaman. I think I'm going to play the combat. I'm playing the combat switches. And we play Kind Garden, pass the turn. The next turn, unless they kill the combat switches with Galvanic Blast, I'm playing the third land drop, and then tap the combat switches, targeting their Furbished Familiar, waiting for them to target my plant token. After that, I sacrifice my plant token with an Analytical Offering, and then I can kill as well the Ichor Wellspring with the Visual Reference Sight. So, what we're going to do here now, Fanatical Offering, that's fine. Galvanic Blast. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not saying it is fine, but still, I can kill the Karkan Shaman. So, I'll kill the Shaman, wait for them to target my plant token. I haven't thought probably it would be better to target me at this point. We target the plant token as predicted. So, Fanatical Offering, leaving the green open, because if I draw Ulfa, I'll exile something. No response. Swamp. They have a Verting Chrysalis on top. Pretty annoying. But against probably it would be better to kill the Refurbished Familiar. I can block the Chrysalis with the Troll of Chaos and Doom. Okay. Dress. 2 mana. Jixim. That's okay. Are you going to play a Fanatical Offering? Why Jixim over the Chrysalis? Well, anyway, we are going to draw a couple of extra cards. We have the Cast Down. I play Swamp. Okay, now I think my opponent have a Fanatical Offering or something similar in them. So they're very likely waiting for me to tap the Golgari to cast whatever it is to sacrifice a land, and then we are forcing my opponent to sacrifice one of their lands and cast down the Grixis Infiltrator. I could wait it, yeah, that's for sure. Now, playing that way, I can play around them having double visual inside, and forcing them to sacrifice one land is actually good. Chrysalis, it is fine. We can exile their visual inside with Nihil Spellbomb. We can kill their spawns with the Golgari, which is weird. They sacrificed both tokens to cast Icon Wellspring. Okay. Now their troll still tapping, still leaving the green open to cast Ulfe if necessary. Financial offering. Okay. So yeah, I can cycle one troll. Swamp. Cast down here. And exile the graveyard because they have an initiator inside in graveyard. And I'm attacking for one. Having more copies of Initiator inside is really helpful in this kind of matchup because I'm mostly relying on having Arrivals for the creatures. Another Chrysalis. No, the cycle twisted the landscape. The file. Well, anyway, we have draw spells in it, so we start by drawing some cards. And finally had the Ulfe, double Ulfe. Alright. We can eventually, we can, I think, play around an normal spell on the Golgari, which is a response to the map token. I believe they have a draw spell in it, so cracking the map token is probably fine. To be honest, I think just leaving the mana open to cast a Visualizer inside is fine. I can eventually play Ulfe, but it's not really reasonable to play the Ulfe to excite the Eco Wellspring. They have 2 mana open, and they already have 2 green mana sources. So at this point of the game, I prefer to keep my Ulfes to excite something else. So we wait. We pass the turn, wait for the opponent or something. If they don't have any hit spellbomb, it is fine to cast Blood of Visualizer inside. So let's wait for the opponent to do something. They're pretty much favorable position right now. Okay, Heartland Shaman is fine. I think I'm going to cast first just one copy of the Shredder inside. I can get my plant token. I'm going to play around on his spellbomb or whatever they may have. They don't have any creature in the graveyard. There's no reason to kill the Heartland Shaman yet. I can. Oh no, wait! I have a troublemaker office, so going to cut the thing. They're Heartland Shaman, so if they wanna sacrifice Icon Wellspring over there, it is fine to me. They cycle it through the landscape. Why? Okay. I have 7 mana, so I can play bot. Wait, what they target? Yeah, they target my Golgari. So I sacrifice the Golgari with the Bisharator in sight. and then exile their fountain with my offer. I play one land, cast offer, exile the fountain, and pass the turn. We're discarding one card. At this point of the game, I wonder if I want to keep Duress. Duress is a very terrible top deck. I think Troll is better now rather than Duress because we have another 3 copies of Duress in the deck. They don't really have so many cards in it. They we are discarding mostly interactions like Brambles. Yeah. Oh, we played around Bejuke. Okay. The pile. Okay, I'm attacking with my offer. So now I'm playing first Lembas because I want to draw lands or whatever it may be. I think the Carney Garden is fine. It's got a land drop and an enabler for my Visual Insight. I can wait 1 turn to cast my Troll of Chasm Doom. I want to play around text and analysis. They're not attacking here. And I'm casting my Visual Insight on the plant token. I don't know what is happening here. I can eventually cycle the Troll next turn. So yeah, I should have cracked the Lion Blast. Anyway, so I'm attacking with my offer, dealing 2 damage. It's fine. I'm cycling the first Troll to hit a land drop, and I'm casting the second Troll because I don't want to discard, and it is kind of pointless to cast anything else. If they have now the Bijiki Burger and his spellbomb on my Resurrector inside, that is fine. Not going to cast Fanatical Outspelling here. I don't want to discard other cards. Fanatical Offering on the bridge. So they lose 1 land drop, but they still keep the Clarifying Shaman in play. Another Fanatical Offering. Okay. Let's see if they're going to attack now. They're attacking. Anyway, it doesn't really matter this point of damage because I have Lambas. No, so now I'm cracking the Lambas. So, okay. Yeah, I suppose they wanna sacrifice 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts, but I have more swarms than artifacts, so yeah, not going to happen. You're going to lose your Kraken Shaman now. Yeah, I could have left them or soul the Kraken Shaman because I have an Ashes to Ashes and then yeah, my bad. So I prefer to cast Fanatical Offering now because I want to draw another Ramos, but yeah, to deal with Egyptian. Kanigata. Cast the turn, attack with Ufer, sacrifice the Plantican with the Visual Insight from the graveyard. I think I draw all my copies of Visual Insight, which is the reason why I'm on having a good advantage in this game. All right, I can discard 1 Swamp. Visual Insights. And a cracked Lembas. Don't really like the idea of casting another Visual Insight because I don't want to discard another card. So I can play Icon Wellspring, draw something, Swamp is fine, Kingdom Up token on the Ufer. So if I don't draw a land, I can attack for damage. Alright. Maybe Visual Insight on the Ufer because they casted Albanic Blast on the Ufer. Combines, which is good. It is good because you can kill the revolution meta rather than casting Ulf to excite the familiar. We pass the turn with 5 mana open to cast the Visual Insight from the graveyard. So they have another Primal spell, that's fine, more or less. Corpus doesn't do much here, but it is a kind of fireball effect because they have just 12 lives left now. Yeah, Cleansing Wildfire on the top deck. Combat for 2 damage. It is fine because we already have enough Remola spells to kill their Purple Bishop Familiar. Flashback. Yeah, on the Ico Wildfire. Anyway, I'm going to cast my Duress. Very likely going to draw some permanents like Campfire or his Spellbomb. And another Witch Cottage, which is good because I have another Troublemaker Ulfer in the graveyard. So Duress first to play around the around spell on my stuff. Do some Horizon. Put Second Horizon, Jixen Infiltrator. For Wish Familiar. Why did he not play the second copy for Wish Familiar? They wanted to play around Kerprox? Okay. Maybe I should put on top the Combadges. Yeah, they have double familiar. Seems fine. Well, to be honest, I believe 12 Kills on Doom is much better at this point of the game. So Lembas, draw the troll. After that, I'm going to cast Ulfa, sacrificing Lambas, and I'm exiling their familiar. Which is not the best possible play. But since I have an answer to their Jixin Infiltrator, I can just ignore their Recognition Miller. So this card dress. It is very cool that every dress I draw was literally useless, if not for discarding them with Recognition Miller. And finally, we are able to cast Ashes to Ashes, exiling 2 Jixin Infiltrator, killing the familiar, and cracking them up token on control against them, I guess. Cast down on top. Yeah, I keep it. And maybe I'm casting the Corporates times I can eventually kill it with the Fisher or Insight, sacrifice it with Insight, or just deal extra damage. And my opponent considered it is a trophy. Perfect. Not even lost one single game. That's really cool because uh, I I got a trophy while recording all my matches, and that is probably the thing that matters most. So really, I could by this result, and when I enroll it with this deck list, I thought, yeah, I'm going to record a league, hoping to win at least a couple matches. I think maybe I can improve the deck list in certain ways, but I'm not sure how. Maybe I should try to cut some cards from the main deck or from the side, but I'm not sure. Uh, we can talk about it while playing the league. But to be honest, I haven't I wasn't really able to see much room to improvement, if not for the lack of the Monarch. And against Dimir Faeries, not having the Monarch in the main deck was really artful because I almost lost a game that in paper I would certainly consider at the cost of the Monarch. So for that reason, I think the deck is still better on Magical Line and kind of too much slow, if not in specific metagames in paper. I believe most people would be eventually play, not most people, but a lot of people will eventually play this deck at the next Paupergeddon in Luca, the Eternal Weekend. I think next week, yeah, next week. So I don't really recommend playing Golgari because if you find a mirror match, if you find a giant Wildfire, you are very likely going to draw against that deck. This deck is very well positioned when your opponents plays decks like Spy Combo, Wolves Combo, Elves, Tolerant Tarot decks, but against other specific decks, you are not really a great deck. So it's very specific, like any other mono black control deck. Are you very slow if not for the presence of the Avenging Hunter? I think you're very likely going to draw a lot of match if you are not able to win game one. I mean, in slow matches like Fog, the mirror match, or whatever it is. To be honest, the deck is reasonable. It's a good tier 2 deck, but is not the kind of deck I recommend you to an open metagame. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to improve this deck, if not by asking your opponent to play faster. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this deck. It is still the same deck as well with Vinegar. So, see you at Paupergeddon, see you at the Eternal Weekend, and see you later.